Welcome everybody to this month's Library on Demand. My name is Natalie Logue. I'm the Access Services Librarian at Greenbelt Library, and today we'll be talking about GIL Express and Interlibrary Loan. I'll be taking you through how to process both of those request types and some of the finer details about what they include. For both GIL Express and Interlibrary Loan, you're going to want to start on the Greenbelt Library homepage, which can be found quickly by typing in augusta.edu/Greenbelt. Alright, so this is the Greenbelt Library homepage here, for GIL, we're going to start with GIL Express, and I'll take you through that, and then we'll circle back and talk about Interlibrary Loan. So real quick, GIL Express is a free borrowing service provided by the University System of Georgia, and it includes all USG libraries. So to process that, you're going to want to start at the library catalog. Now, the limitations of GIL Express are to any regularly loanable book in a USG library. So any books that are on reserve or are like our core collection, which only have a 1-week checkout period or are restricted to specific user groups, will not be included in the GIL Express. Journals are also not included in the GIL Express, whether they are electronic or physical copies. To search for a GIL Express item, you're going to type in either the title of the book you're looking for or just the topic you want to explore, and where it says Augusta University, you're going to change that to the University System of Georgia through the drop-down menu, and then click Search. So as you can see, I have several results for aromatherapy, which was my search for today. If you look over here on the left-hand side, you'll see we have 5 in our library. This is only going to show you what's available at Augusta University. It's not comprehensive for the University System of Georgia. So these limiters are not going to be particularly helpful when you're doing a USG level search. So over here you can see I have 138 books total for the University System of Georgia, and you can see these all have a couple of different results under the check holdings. So a lot of these will have a yellow dot and then say check holdings. Some of them might say checked out. So this one is checked out from the Reese Library. It's one of the books we owned. And it's got a gray dot, so it means it will not be available. And you see this one is an online book with online access, and since you did this USG search, you can click View Online to see if it's available through our library. But if you're looking for a book, perhaps this one from 1996, Aromatherapy, and it's got a yellow check holdings, you can select Get It. And you'll see first the results for Augusta University, so we do not have any copies of this book. And the next thing you'll click is More USG Libraries / GIL Express Request. This will give you a complete list of all institutions in USG that have a copy of this book. And you'll see here on the right hand side the status of the availability of that item. So this one is green and it's available. So that means that it has not been checked out, and it can be requested through GIL Express. So I'm going to go ahead and click that institution. And you'll see that same information repeated down here. It is a book and it is loanable, and the item is in place. Now what you might notice at this point is that I don't have any options here where it says request options. This is because I have not logged into my library account. At the very top of the page, you can see it still says guest. In order to see all request options through the through the library catalog, you'll need to sign in. You have the option right here to sign in for more options, or you can always sign in at the very top of the page. When you sign into the library catalog, please use Augusta students, faculty, and staff, and you'll be logging in with your NetID and password, which is the same information you use to access your email and your other Augusta University accounts. So my computer has already remembered my information. You can see that instead of guest, it now says my name up at the top. It has reopened this aromatherapy record for me, but under the Augusta University record. So I'm going to click more USG Libraries once again. I'll see that Georgia State University link, follow that. And this time, next to that request options, we'll have a blue request button. So this is where you fill out the information about how you're going to retrieve this item. The first pickup institution is going to be the home institution or the lending institution for that item. Unfortunately, these are not in alphabetical order, so you're going to have to scroll until you find Augusta University, which is relatively close to the top. For your pickup library, you can choose either Greenbelt or Reese Library, whichever is most convenient to you. And then you have the option of including a not needed after. So if this is an item that is under high request or perhaps may take a while to get here, you can say that if it takes over a certain period of time that you no longer want to borrow it. But for now we're going to leave that blank and they'll send it to me as soon as possible. And then you're going to click this orange request button. If you have any additional comments, you may include it here, but otherwise just click request. And so you'll see a yellow bar here. It says request place in queue is 0. That actually means it's at the very top of my queue. It doesn't mean that it is not in the queue. That's just how the numbering starts. So now we can check on that by going over to my account at the very top. And here you'll have to select which institution you requested an item from. So I requested the aromatherapy from Georgia State University, so we're going to click on that. And you'll see here I have one item listed under request, and there's the hold I just put on there. It's currently in process, and from this location you can cancel that request if you no longer need it, or you can check up on what its status is. When a GIL Express item is received by Augusta University, we'll scan it in and place it on the hold shelf at the information desk, and we'll send you an email directly from the catalog letting you know that that item is available for you to check out. You do have to come into the library to check that out, and please make sure you bring your JAG card with you. I'm going to go ahead and cancel this request because I don't need this book to come to me. But the same thing, if you have a loan from a GIL Express, you're going to find the lending institution, and you're going to click under loans, and you'll see all the items you have checked out right here. This is also where you'll go to renew GIL Express items. GIL Express items cannot be renewed at the Greenbelt Library, for example. They have to be renewed by the lending library. So it's going to be easiest if you go online, log in, and renew your loans this way. And as you can see, I just got an email here at the corner letting me know that that request was canceled. Are there any questions right now? All right. Moving on. Let's go back real quick and I would like to take a look at that item that was available online. So this is Aromatherapy Online. Okay, and you can see we do have this available through Augusta University. Ideally, you will not see items here that are not available for GIL Express, but sometimes they do sneak through, and it's just important to keep in mind that completely online items are not available for lending through the USG, between USG Libraries or through GIL Express. So if the item you're looking for is not available through GIL Express Request, or if it's something that's only available online, for example, we do have a request option called Interlibrary Loan. So Interlibrary Loan is basically where we can borrow and lend books, journals, microfiche, any sort of material that you might need between libraries, but rather than through the courier system or the consortium system that the USG operates through, it's done through the mail and through a system called Iliad. So to access Interlibrary Loan, you're going to go down here to Services, and you're going to look for Interlibrary Loan in the middle column. So Interlibrary Loan, we do provide an option to have intercampus delivery if you need something from the library, and that would be free if you're able to come in. We do offer the ability for us to deliver it to you. Interlibrary Loan is not a freely available service. It does cost $7 per journal article or book for all Augusta University faculty, staff, and students. If you are at a Georgia AHEC center with a Lonesome Dock contract, it's also $7 per request. If you are a health professional, or if you're working with a health professional outside of Augusta University, it's $15 per request, plus additional $3 fax surcharge if it cannot be sent through the regular mail or to an email. And then for corporations or law firms, it goes up to $25. For any of these services, if you want a request to be processed within 24 hours, we charge an additional $5 surcharge per item. And those are, so we bill those to you at the end of every month. You can place several interlibrary loan requests within a month, and we'll consolidate all of those fees and send them to you in an invoice. So to request interlibrary loan, the first thing you're going to do is get to this page. As a shorthand, it is augusta.iliad.oclc.org. You can see that up here. And if this is your first time using Interlibrary Loan, you will need to click First Time User, and this is going to take you to a brief overview of those charges I covered with you a minute ago, as well as some information about copyright restrictions. And you're going to click here to register. This information is really important for us to be able to contact you and make sure that the requests you're receiving are what you asked for, and to get that those articles and those materials to you as quickly as possible. So for your library barcode or Pulse ID number, this is going to be your institution ID number or the barcode number on the back of your JAG card. Status, please select which most closely represents you, and then your department or affiliation. This is in case you want to do an interdepartmental request for funds, so that your department will pay for your request rather than you personally. This says GRU, that's a little bit outdated. We're looking for your Augusta University email address if you're Augusta University affiliated. And then some contact information down below. For your username and password, we recommend using your NetID and password, but this does not update if you change your NetID and password in the system. It's not connected. So I already have an account here. I'm going to log into Interlibrary Loan, and you'll come to this page here, and you can place a request for a variety of materials. If you're looking to borrow like microfiche or something that's not available on here, you can contact our Interlibrary Loan office at 706-721-3441. I'm going to place a request for an article today, and you'll see here there's a lot of information we ask for. We only require you submit the title of the journal, the year, and the inclusive pages, as well as the article title. However, the more information you're able to provide, the more accurately we're able to complete these requests. You can choose whether you want your department to pay or would you like to pay by invoice. This is also very important. Make sure that if you do want to receive something other than English, that you need to change this to yes, otherwise the default is going to be no. And then here you'll see the option to place a rush request. And then any additional notes you have down here, such as to ensure we include, say the page after the end of the article or a commentary page, anything like that. We're happy to do our best to comply. Then you're going to submit your request. I'm going to put this in here as we'll put this in here as JAMA. I'm looking for one from 2017, inclusive pages 1 to 25, article title, How Librarians Improve the Medical World. And then under special notes, I'm going to say, please cancel this request. And then I'll just submit that. And as you can see, it will accept basically any information that you provide to them. And you'll see this transaction up here at the top. And this is where you'll go to see the status of your request. You can see over here I have my pending requests. This is located at. So when we deliver that request to you, you're going to have to log into your Interlibrary Loan account again and click on electronically received articles, and you'll see a complete list of your transactions here. These are not available persistently. You only have a total of 30 days to access those articles and retrieve them if you wish. So I suggest if it is an article that you're going to want continued access to, that you go ahead and download it to a secure location. You can go back and look at your request history and see what you've already borrowed. Again, the reason I encourage you to download those articles as soon as you have access to them is once they hit this request history, if you need to borrow that article once again, we are going to charge you another $7, so it's in your best interest just to make sure you have them on file. And then any notifications we sent you, particularly if there's been an issue with your request, if we were not able to complete it, or if it was a duplicate request, we do keep an eye on those because we don't want to charge you or fulfill requests that you already have access to. So you can see here is a previous cancel I did. I asked them to cancel this. I had completed this one for training purposes as well, and this is similar to a cancellation email you will receive. And these will be sent to your Augusta University email as well. And then when I'm all done, I'm going to, down here at the bottom you can change any of your user information, your account or your password if you need to update it to keep it in line with your net ID and password. So once I'm done, I'm going to go up here and log off of my Interlibrary Loan. And again, so we have all this information here for you to try and understand it better. And if you have any questions, or if you have a problem with the request you've placed or the article that you've received, you can contact us at 721-6374 or send an email at docdel@augusta.edu. Alright, just once again, do we have any questions? Have I gone too quickly over anything? Alright, sounds good. Sorry, back to greenbelt. Oh, sorry, here on the quick links, we do have request an article / book. This is also an Interlibrary Loan link, and it will take you directly to that loan request page. So that's a little bit faster way to get there, right under the quick links bar. Alright, well, if there aren't any other questions, I'm going to go ahead and end this session for today. And I'd like to thank everybody for attending with me today and giving me your attention, and I encourage you to contact the Access Services Department or the Interlibrary Loan Department if you have any questions or service needs. We'll be happy to talk with you about how we can fulfill those. So, thank you.